do my advent calendar for the day, the coloring sheet, and then I have some pictures I'm going to color with you guys to keep with my promise that I made. I'm still working on the Kwanzaa ones. I'm doing them digitally so I can fill them out better, as I don't understand the specifics of Kwanzaa, and so the colors are, I don't have the exact colors I need to do them on paper, and so to avoid offending anybody or upsetting people, I'm doing them online, like on IBIS, and they should be done within the next couple of days or so. I've been working on them off and on, because I had my last college class before the end of my term. Even though the end of my term is in January, I went on break. Personally, because you get to choose when you go on break, and so I chose to take a break. So before that, I had been working on them off and on, and I'm almost done. I've got 3 more for Kwanzaa to do, but I do have one on paper that I'm going to do, a Christmas one and one for New Year's, that I'm going to do live for you guys, because I did say I was going to do another live coloring session before Christmas. I had already done 2, so I'm going to do this one, which makes number 3. I needed something to do anyways. So let me finish my advent for the day. I'll post the pictures on here as a video to show the advent calendar from the 1st until the time it's done. But I will show you this one when I'm done coloring it. And then, of course, I didn't do anything yesterday because I was off my medication due to an error on my part. So that was my bad. And then I was helping my sibling, and I will probably help them later if they need my help again with school stuff. I am a bit tired, that's for sure, but I'm glad I'm on break until February 2nd. So next month is going to be pretty fun for me because I'm going to do my birthday photos early, like I did last year, since I have pretty much everything I need with the exception of the shoes. So let me show you today's. So today is the 16th. There's the advent calendar so far. But I do have something cool I'm going to show you. I'm going to do a different video later on this when I get all my stuff that I ordered. But I do want to show you guys this. I got my school mascot. It's Sage the Owl. I'll do a video on that later, once I get everything in. Oh, sorry, Char. Come here, Charlie. So anyways, besides that, I know I've been posting some interesting but vague things about Charlie. And since I'm already here, I might as well make this more interesting. I found Charlie's original owner. And when I say original, I mean his very first owner. Which I was so taken aback because I didn't know I would ever find her. Charlie would probably run from Sage. Let me let Bandit in, y'all. And then I will finish doing this. You want Bubba? Come on in, Bubba. Okay, Charlie, up. So, as I was saying, I found Charlie's original owner thanks to YouTube. And when I say original owner, I'm talking like original, like when she adopted him at first when he was still a kid. And I don't know if she wants me or will allow me to post all of the pictures just because some of them have her child in them. But I will post the ones without her child in them, so you guys can see Charlie as a kitten. And of course, I am doing my best to respect her privacy, because I totally understand that. Because, I mean, hey, if I had a baby and I had a cat, you know, and my cat was next to my baby, I probably wouldn't want my baby online anyways. So I will post the ones where it's just Charlie. So, interesting things about Charlie that I found out. Charlie did not like his tail from the time he was a kitten, because apparently his owner said that he would play with it and try and attack it. And so she thought his shortened tail was because he hurt himself, because he got too aggressive, which in fact it was not. It was a wax warmer. She was like, oh, that's still bad, but thank gosh, I thought he hurt himself. Which no, he didn't. I'm very, 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 very vigilant when it comes to Charlie and his tail now. Come here, Charbar. Oh, well, there's Charby. Can you move that way, buddy? Here. Let Mama move her stuff. Anyways, so I found that, which was really cool. Give me a second. Watch out, Bubba. Move. So I found out Charlie had a buddy, before. And his buddy was a girl. I don't know the female cat's name, but I do know he had a buddy, which is really cool to know that. Bubba, move! Bandit, where? Bandit, move! Okay, so Bandit's being a pain in my butt. Anyways, so Charlie didn't like his tail. That was made clear by his previous owner. So apparently, and I'm not going to tell all their business, Charlie was flown from Hawaii to the mainland. And that apparently traumatized him pretty badly. So she gave him to a friend of hers, who gave him, after a while, to my mom's friend's daughter, who I'm going to keep anonymous. Anyways, so when my mom's friend's daughter and the friend were going to move, they couldn't take Charlie because Charlie's an indoor kitty, and where they were moving, he would have had to have been an outdoor kitty, and Charlie's not outdoor material. And so her daughter was crying and worried about Charlie because she didn't want to give him to a shelter, because that, at the time, Charlie going to a shelter would have absolutely pretty much unalived him because of how nervous he was back then and how, I guess you could say, traumatized. As I was saying, how pretty much traumatized he was from the move. And so I talked to my mother, and I pretty much convinced her to let me take Charlie. And I told the daughter, I said, I'll take him. And she said, really? I said, yes. I'll take him home. I said, I'll take care of him. I'll keep you updated, but I will take him. That will take stuff off your plate. You need to worry about what you got to do. So I took Charlie. This was about a month after my birthday. So this was March of 2023. So I had just turned 16 not too long prior. And so I took Charlie home. The first couple of weeks were very, very rough, honestly. I don't know if I told people this, but the first weeks were so rough that at first I thought, so he wouldn't eat. He wouldn't come out of the closet. He wouldn't eat. So I'm like, oh my God, he's going to starve to death. And so I started itching a lot too, and I didn't know if it was him or what. And I was like, I might not be able to keep him. And so I was texting my mom, and she was like, well, we'll find someone to take him. And I said, you know what, Ma? I said, I made a promise. I don't break promises. I'm going to keep trying to get through to him and to figure out what's going on. And so I kept him. Because I just couldn't break him. I couldn't do that. Because at the time I hadn't even just started my medication yet. Because at the time I was dealing with undiagnosed mental health problems, and I brought Charlie home in hopes that maybe he would help me out, you know. Because we already had Bandit, but Bandit had taken to my mom, so Bandit didn't really want to be around me at the time. So I brought Charlie thinking, okay, maybe this will give me what I need, you know. And so I worked with Charlie. I brought him home. I trained him to respond to snaps. I got him to come out of the closet and eat. And so then we tried to introduce Bandit the first time, and it didn't go well. Bandit didn't like him. That was okay. So we kept Charlie in my bedroom. Of course, I didn't want to go downstairs a lot because I didn't want to leave Charlie alone and make him think he was being abandoned. So I wouldn't even say a year later, but I would say further down in the year, I let them introduce themselves again and get used to each other, and it turned out to work perfectly because they became instant best friends. Which is cool. I mean, I didn't know Charlie's birthday, so I gave him a December birthday, but talking to his previous owner, apparently Charlie's birthday is actually in September, not December. So I thought he was 4 when I got him, which was wrong because he was born in September of 2019. So like I said, I thought he was 4 years old when I got him because that's what I was told. And so, talking with the owner, she said, no, he was born in September 2019. So instead of him being 7, he had literally already turned 6. So I got his birthday wrong. So next year he will be 7. Right now he's currently 6 years old. So I did learn his birthday. I don't know the exact day. But, you know,